She was left with a chadar on her bare body in death. She was a postgraduate trainee, gang raped and murdered inside a seminar hall of the RG Kaur Medical College in Kolkata. As per the post-mortem report, her endocervical canal had 151 grams of viscoid fluid. She was throttled to death. Her thyroid cartilage was broken, we are told, due to severe strangulation. Her private parts were wounded. Her genitals were tortured. Her nose and mouth were clamped. Her belly, her face, her fingers and her legs injured. Her cheeks, shoulder, throat and ankles injured. They beat her with such force that the shards of glass from her spectacles broke and entered her eyes. She was bleeding. She suffered injuries on her head as they banged her head against the walls of the institute, the same institute she trained at to fulfill her aspirations of being a medical professional who heals humankind. But not even a shred of humanity existed in the way she was taken away. Her family was then told, they were called, and they were told she was sick. Her mother receives a call that her daughter is sick, and the caller abruptly hangs up the phone. Then when the mother calls back, the mother is told to come to hospital. When she calls in panic for a third time, the mother of Abhaya is told that her daughter has committed suicide in the hospital premises. This was 6 hours after Abhaya was long gone, if estimates are to go by. Abhaya's mother then reaches the hospital, falls at the feet of the administration to see her daughter. But they just said, no, nothing doing. For hours, that mother with no answers against a system who simply stonewalled, pushed her back. When Abhaya's mother saw her finally, she says that her daughter's pants were open, her hand was injured, there was blood everywhere, blood oozing out of her eyes, out of her mouth. And when she reached to see her for what was the final time, Abhaya's mother knew right then that her daughter had been murdered. Abhaya's father says that his daughter was cremated very hurriedly. Accounts now flowing in to our newsrooms of witnesses who were at the crematorium, recounting the horrors they saw. Mamata Banerjee, what are you doing? Abhaya's parents believe that Mamata Banerjee and her entire system, the Mamata police, is trying to put a lid on the campaign for justice for Abhaya. But you will lose, Mamata Banerjee. You will lose this time, Mamata Banerjee. That as the Chief Minister, which you are, as the Home Minister, Mamata Banerjee, which you are, as the Health Minister of Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, which you are responsible. And a byproduct of your decisions, Mamata Banerjee, or the lack of it. So I believe, and the whole country believes, Mamata Banerjee, that you have to answer whether or not the principal of the college was an individual who often hobnobs with your party leaders, leaders of the Trinamool Congress, off and on. Answer, Mamata Banerjee, don't run away. I believe that you, Mamata Banerjee, have to have some clear answers as to why the CCTV footage is yet to be released. What kind of Home Minister are you? What kind of Health Minister are you? What kind of Chief Minister are you? I believe you, Miss Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, have to answer as to whose brainwave it was to order vindictive transfers of protesting doctors. And then whose panic was it to step in to reverse the decision after an uproar? If doctors and citizens are getting browbeaten for raising their voice for justice, You become a dictator, Mamata Banerjee. I believe that you, Mamata Banerjee, Chief Minister of Bengal, have to answer how the mobsters broke in hundreds, some believed in thousands, and destroyed the scene of the crime. What were you doing when you are the Home Minister and the police report directly to you? What were you personally doing, Ms. Mamata Banerjee, to secure the crime scene? And if you are not responsible for anything, then why are you the Home Minister? Resign! If you are not responsible for anything, why are you the Chief Minister? Resign! Give up your portfolios, give up power, give up your arrogance. What were you doing personally to protect and cordon off the crime scene? Every time anyone asks you anything, I am not responsible. What were you doing personally, Mamata Banerjee, to secure the crime scene? You didn't know, you had no sources of information, nobody told you, or did you know? And did you also know about the cover-up? Ask yourself, Mamata Banerjee. As you see the detest and anger against you for your leadership, or the lack of leadership actually, that's ripping through the protests. Ask yourself, Mamata Banerjee, why have you become such a hated figure? Why are people questioning you? Why are people fed up with you? From Bengal, across India, Germany to America, to every corner of India. You, Mamata Banerjee, must come to terms with what you have done. Mamata Banerjee, from the people of India, from the people of Bengal, who are awake and on their feet till ultimate justice is delivered, till every individual directly or indirectly responsible for enabling, executing and covering up the crime. And crime after crime after crime, ladies and gentlemen, across Bengal. Rapes after rapes after murders. The mafia, the ring of criminals involved every time. Till these people are now thrown behind bars and sent to the gallows, if the courts so decide. The allegation is against Mamata Banerjee that Mamata Banerjee allows a situation like this to happen. And all of Bengal, this is the current situation today. And then Mamata Banerjee does nothing. In fact, Mamata Banerjee, you presided over an administration that did everything to ensure that absolute justice is impossible to deliver. And from me to you, let me tell you that the nation is awake in louder and stronger numbers since 2012, when Nirbhaya happened. Remember, Mamata Banerjee, the anger is raw, Mamata Banerjee. It's not going to be silenced. You send as many notices. You tell people, put cases against journalists, doctors, citizens, activists, civil society. Try your tricks, but nobody's voice is going to be silenced. Remember, Mamata Banerjee, you arrested my reporter during Sandesh Khali. What happened? Nothing. Nobody's voice is going to be silenced. Nobody is going to flutter away by some political jabs here and there and some police threats. Because the more you browbeat now, Mamata Banerjee, the louder the protests will grow. The more you threaten, the more powerfully the truth will erupt. The more you intimidate, the fiercer, the bolder the demands for justice will become. And tell that to every one of the people under you. Tell that to your political machinery. Tell that to everyone. Hundreds of protests, millions of voices stand with Abhaya and her fight for the truth. That mother and father, ladies and gentlemen, who poured everything to educate Abhaya, to fulfill her dreams, to prepare her to take a fair chance at making her own destiny. Just imagine that family tonight. Mamata Banerjee, let me tell you this. You are going to be in power. Your nephew will be in power. You will be powerful. You'll think you're very powerful. You'll think you're the beginning and end of anything. But Abhishek Banerjee and Mamata Banerjee, you will never have the guts to look this family in the eye after this. Imagine that family who had to light a pyre of their young daughter who'd seen only a sliver of life and the horrors that parents can never swallow. That family took home ashes of a child they had raised with so many dreams, all burnt to dust. That family is not alone. Their fight is our fight. Their closure is our resolve to deliver to them. Our combined resolve. A resolve so deep, Mamata Banerjee, Abhishek Banerjee, Police Commissioner, listen to me. That no amount of your usual antics, and the whole country knows your antics. We know your antics, the whole country knows your antics. The antics you deployed during the uprising of the Sandesh Khali women. The look the other way you adopted when a woman was assaulted and dragged in Nandigram. The coward hands-off policy you deployed when a woman was flung naked on Kuch Bihar streets. And the flogging of the couple in Taliban style in Uttar Dinajpur in Bengal. Mamata Banerjee, remember those visuals. Remember, Abhishek Banerjee, the visuals. Remember the facts and remember my words today, Abhishek and Mamata Banerjee. And know that none of your usual tactics will work. None of it will be forgiven by the people. And to those around Mamata Banerjee, the hangers-on, the opportunists, the self-anointed human rights lobby, the India is Rapistan, India is Lynchistan club, to those who boast about Mamata Banerjee being the only political leader for women's rights because she gives maximum women representation, Mahua Maitra, Sagarika Ghosh, bury your head in shame tonight, because when there was a moment to fight for Indian women, you colored even that moment with your absolute loyalty to your leader, with your so-called political ideology, not with the truth. They see it and speak on it in limited words based on which state the victim was raped in. This sickening mindset to color everything with a political purpose, so much so that the sanctity of a woman's body and her rights over it are also seen through the filter of politics instead of humanity, should be punishable by itself, in my view. And you're welcome to come on my show and answer them, Mamata Banerjee. Because after all, Mamata Banerjee, you are the Chief Minister, you are the Home Minister, and you are also made yourself Health Minister of Bengal. Do you think, viewers, Mamata Banerjee can answer these questions? If she can, let her face me. Is it true or not that Abhaya's parents were not allowed to see her body for 3 hours? 2, what videographic evidence do you have in your possession documenting what happened at the crime scene and the morgue and any other location where Abhaya's mortal remains were kept? 3, whose personal decision was it to transfer the principal of RG Kaur Hospital to another college within 12 hours of the crime? Was it not your personal decision? Did you not know? Were you not the health minister then? Were you not at the helm of decisions being taken in this case from the moment it happened? 4, whose decision was it to tell Abhaya's mother that it was a case of suicide? Do you ask yourself these questions, Mamata Banerjee? Or are you in your own cocoon, just surrounded by your yes men and yes women, fooling yourself that you will be able to intimidate the people you want? At what point, Mamata Banerjee, were your cops contacted? Given it was a criminal case, were the cops contacted before or after Abhaya's mother got the call from the hospital saying that it was a case of suicide? Do you not ask yourself these questions? If you don't deserve to be any minister, health minister, home minister or chief minister. Did the Kolkata police probe the aspect of gang rape? If not, what counter evidence had they gathered in the immediate aftermath to convince them so strongly that gang rape was not in question? What did you personally do to secure the crime scene? You are the Home Minister and all neighboring areas. Why was the entire premises not sealed immediately? Do you have information as to why doctors who questioned your police's botch-ups received summons? Was there an X-ray machine used to conduct the autopsy? If not, the Health Minister Mamata Banerjee, could you tell us who took that decision to allow RG Corps doctors and staff to be part of the autopsy process when it was well established that the crime occurred at that very hospital? Did you ever try to find out, Mamata Banerjee, why if one specific doctor was asked to come in from another hospital on demand of this same man who was principal of RG Corps to conduct the autopsy? Why? Why was a specific person called? Was there a meeting between 10:56 a.m. and 12:53 p.m., Mamata Banerjee, in which your favorite principal, ex-principal of that college sat while the body was outside, kept aside, with his group of doctors to decide how to handle the situation? Are these doctors close to the Trinamool Congress, Mamata Banerjee? Ask yourself that question. How do you think? How do you think, Mamata Banerjee? In fact, Mamata Banerjee, our questions will keep coming. You prepare. They, with the demand for accountability to the people. And my view is that Mamata Banerjee, as someone who uses the slogan, Bangla Nijer Meke Chai, as a political tool to get elected, you owe it to the people to give proper answers. And if you cannot answer, then on moral grounds, you should quit. You should have quit by now. That's my view. There is no second option, Mamata Banerjee. There are no more chances. The people are absolutely fed up.